1994, the world is controlled by one power. The apple is success.
There ain't no pride. There ain't no shame. There ain't no sympathy. There ain't no blame. There ain't no pleasure. There ain't
The
no
apple
pain.
brings you everything.
What about happiness?
Child of love, show me, tell me.
I wanted to release Bibi from a contract.
Yes.
Where is she?
I stand alone. I stand alone. Cry for me.
The apple is the temptation.
Taste it.
The apple is the experience.
Take the apple. Whoa! Praise the apple. Whoa! Yeah.
The apple is the forbidden fruit.
Come and take me and shape me and mold me and make me and fill me up with your fire. Come do anything to me your little heart desires. Ooh, I've never been so high in my life.
Bibi, I must see you. I gotta talk to you.
The apple takes your soul.
New York out to LA, everybody does it her way. Popping power by the hour. Speed, I can feel the earth start quaking when America starts shaking. Popping power by the hour. Speed.
Now, a special experience in movie-going entertainment. The apple.
There ain't no good. There ain't no bad. There ain't no happiness. There ain't no tears. There ain't no love. There ain't no hate. There's only power. Baby, there's no power. Hey. It's the only way. It's the only way.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Drive-In Double Feature. I'm Nathan,
I'm Ryan.
and this is the podcast where we talk about 2 movies a week every Tuesday and Thursday, some of the most trashiest and fun B movies. And this week we're talking about 1980s The Apple. It's the return of Cannon Films, actually directed by one of the heads of Cannon Films, Menachem Golem. Yeah, this is his little baby. It's a musical about the music industry set in the far-off future of 1994. Scary things happening that year. I'm glad I wasn't alive for it.
I was.
Oh, I'm sorry. That must have been a hard time.
It was hell. It was when I was 6 years old during that time. It was bad.
Yeah, but the reason I picked this is our first musical, right? So you know what? Easy question. This one's a softball I'm giving to you, okay? You got any favorite musicals? No, I'm not even joking. It was a real softball.
Oh, I was expecting what's your favorite fruit? What's your favorite type of apple?
Well, my favorite fruit.
I really like Granny Smith apples.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's not a Granny Smith apple in this movie because that's the better version, better than the Gala. I'll be honest with you.
It's a hot take right there.
Is it? Granny Smith's rock.
Oh, but okay, musicals. Chicago is one of my favorite movies of all time.
That's right. You talked about the Academy Awards for that, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I got so invested for the movie Chicago because when I saw it, I loved it. And that's how it got me interested in the Academy Awards because it was nominated for a bunch of Academy Awards. And that's how I started my trend of following the Academy Awards. I've since fallen off that tram because I don't care as much about them, but that's kind of like me dipping my toes in the water for more serious movies.
Nice, that's awesome. No, I mean, I grew up with musicals because my mother is really into musical movies. I remember The Sound of Music. She used to watch that a lot. What else? Oh, The Wizard of Oz is one of her all-time favorite movies. So I've seen a lot of Wizard of Oz,
Right.
which is a classic musical. That's like got some great music. La La Land was a really good recent one. I know that one's controversial a little, but it's a great movie to me.
Right. And I mean, I love Grease. That's a really good one.
Mm-hmm.
Another recent one that I liked In the Heights. It's a pretty good bit.
I didn't get to see that.
That was a pretty decent one, yeah.
Did you see A Star Is Born? I really liked A Star Is Born.
I did not see A Star Is Born.
Mm-hmm. But this one right here, The Apple, do you think it deserves to be amongst Chicago, Wizard of Oz, Sound of Music? Does it go in the ranks?
It deserves to be on some list. Definitely not that list. Or I guess it depends on how deep the rankings go. I mean, yeah. How deep are we talking
that's
here?
That's true. I don't know. They would have to be pretty deep. I don't know how you felt about The Apple, but I'll give it now. I thought it was really fun, but it wasn't a good movie. You get what I'm saying?
I totally understand what you're saying. I agree. It was fun to watch, but my God, this is, I mean, in terms of just like quality, it is very bad.
Yeah, I have not heard, like, right off the get-go, it starts with a song, and it's one of the worst songs I've ever heard in a movie. It's just so poorly written. The guy singing it is like yelling. That's his singing. It's rough, man.
When they started the singing and the name of the song was called "Do the Bim," I would just remember going, "Oh no!"
Yeah, "Do the Bim," and that song comes up again later in the movie. Hey, hey, Bim. And it's supposed to be a hit, right? Because all it is the musical industry, this huge music corporation, BIM. I forget what the name is, but the B is Boogalow because
Boogalow Industry Music.
Yeah, because Canon Films love the word Boogaloo for some reason.
What is the deal with that?
I don't know. We'll dig a little more into that when we get into the Kickin' movies.
Breakin'.
Huh?
Breakin'.
Why did I think Kickin'? Good Lord.
You were thinking of that Jamie Kennedy movie, Kickin' It Old School. That's what you were thinking of.
Flipping them around, both classics in their own right. But yeah, it's interesting because they like monitor the audiences. Like, it's almost like a dystopian future where people are forced to listen to music, and they like track their feelings and make sure that their mood is up while listening to songs. If this sounds goofy to you, it is.
Do you think American Idol stole that idea from this movie?
Funny connection. Okay. The guy who did the choreography for this would do the choreography for American Idol and So You Think You Can Dance. So they actually have a connection. So yes, I think so.
The guy working on that, he's like, I've got this great idea. It's from this movie I worked on.
Yeah, but he never said the title because if they found out what movie it was, he would be promptly fired. Well, I will say the dancing in this movie, it's fine. The dancing, I actually have no problems with. It wasn't anything too awful.
I was about to say it's fine, but it's nothing spectacular either.
Yeah, my biggest gripe is just how awful the songs are, because like the next song, because it's like American Idol, the next one comes up and it's a love song, like the most boring love song I've ever heard.
Bland, terrible, and
people cry in the audience. Really funny moment actually is when the girlfriend's crying and she's like, it's so beautiful.
It was funny because all the guys in the audience are like, the song sucks, and all the women are like, shut up, the song is great.
Yeah. And I guess the BIM leader he takes a liking to them and tries to get him a contract, and then it becomes like a Adam and Eve kind of story is what it's going for.
Yeah, the male lead is they go to like this industry party at Mr. Boogalow's house, and right away they drug this guy's girlfriend and start making out and like assaulting her, like just making out with her, like drugged out body.
Take complete advantage of her, and he gets pissed, and they're all like making fun of him for it, and it's like insane. But what's even more insane is that they do leave, and then they end up going back. Like, he doesn't have, like, I mean, of course he doesn't like them, but they end up just going back to it after she's like taken advantage of and drugged, and she's like, she gets sold on the idea of this of Bim.
Yeah. And they all have these little stupid triangles too that they all have to wear on their face.
Yeah, what were they called? Bim something.
Bim marks. I
Bim
think,
marks. Yeah, no, that was it. And they're wearing them on their face, and it actually becomes illegal not to wear a Bim mark for whatever reason in this horrible, horrible world.
Makes zero sense.
One thing I do really love about this movie is the BIM head, the CEO, played by Władek Scheibel, who is he's a Polish actor. Love him. He is so over the top. His song that he has, bad song, it's been stuck in my head. No lie.
Dude.
I watched it this morning. He comes in, it's awesome. He comes in on camera and he's like a monkey on a string. That line has been stuck in my head.
Oh. Okay, we're thinking of two different songs.
We are.
Song.
Which one?
I know what it takes to be a monster.
Yeah, yeah.
Ooh,
No, you know what? It's Master.
I know he's saying, yeah, because I read the subtitles, but that's how he says it. He says monster. But,
yeah, but that song, like, I don't know if you noticed this, but the two black actors in that scene also, they have a chorus and they go, he knows what it takes to be a master.
Yeah.
Which is horrible. I don't know if that was intended, but that's just horrible.
Oh, but yeah,
we're really digging into this.
That song is stuck in my head. I was just doing ooh, just over and over again.
Yeah, there's something about it. Like I said, it's technically a bad movie, but I had so much fun with it. It really, because it was very similar to last episode with the dystopian 80s look. More closer to 70s, I would say. 70s hair, 70s clothes, but like really to the extreme.
It basically just looks like everybody just walked out of a disco club.
Mm-hmm.
And during the 90s, just imagine people in the 90s like going to a disco club. That's what it looks like.
Yeah. It's something so beautiful about it, and like there's like really weird sequences, like whenever our main woman in this, she gets like sucked into the cult of Bim, and it's like hell, like a whole musical number in hell, and it's like them offering her the apple. It's like they really hit you over the head with the Adam and Eve stuff.
Yeah, I was like, what is this referring to? Apple and naked people? I just don't know.
That was me watching Mother. Sorry.
But there's and especially in that sequence, there's a lot of asses in that scene.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of asses, and this movie was PG, so which is surprising to me. A lot of asses, and especially. I know we're moving a little fast here, but later in the movie, there is a song about coming. I'm coming for you. I want your love inside of me. Classic lines. With choreography that is filthy. Let's just say that. As filthy as you could be for a PG movie.
It is so gross. Just like imagine like just a rows of people like doing this weird sexual dance where they're just grinding their pelvises into each other.
Yeah, on like these beds, and they're like twirling and stuff, and while they're, the woman saying, "I'm coming for you." It's so bad, man.
It's bad, and because they do it to the main character, and just one of the women that works for Mr. Boogalow just takes him to the bedroom and just has sex with him for whatever reason. We don't ever learn why or what the purpose of that was, but we just had to have an impromptu sexual musical number.
Of course. That's how you get the audience to keep them watching. Another song that's really bad in this is Speed, which is the big hit song that the main character gets to sing after she signs the contract.
That is, in my opinion, the worst song on this entire soundtrack.
It's awful. It's just awful because the main chorus is just speed. She just says speed over and over again.
Oh, yeah. Speed!
Yeah. And like there's motorcycles that don't even look real that they're like dancing on. It's horrible. I can't even like put it into words. Unfortunately, I can't probably for copyright reasons I'm not going to add a lot of songs into this, but I would recommend listening to the soundtrack just to like get an idea of what these songs are like.
I would you don't need to see the plot of the movie. You really do not, honestly. No. Just go watch some of the musical numbers. There's another one too. They have a song called Alphie that it's about the main character, which was really funny to me because I'm like, are they just trying to make a song like that one Dionne Warwick song of Alphie? I kept thinking of that. I kept thinking of that when they were doing. They're like Alphie.
Probably. Honestly, I could see it.
One funny scene I thought that actually made me chuckle was when the main character, the main guy, was at the record office, and there's all these crazy characters like waiting to see Mr. Boogalow, and there's like a wizard, there's a clown, and then he runs into somebody else, and they are asking him a question. He talks to this guy, and the guy he says to the guy, "What are you, a clown or something?" Even though there's like a literal clown like right behind him.
Would have been a great. I would have laughed my ass off if it was a quick cut to the clown like, crying or something. But no, he just says that.
But yeah, I was like, they just made him say that just doesn't like another just to make like a goofy joke or whatever.
Yeah.
Another funny scene that I thought was, so you did say the song "Do the Bim" comes up. And one of the plot points is everybody at 4:00 has to do a mandatory fitness hour where they play Do the Bim, and everybody has to stop what they're doing. Like even if they're at a restaurant or in the middle of work, they have to stop what they're doing and do a dance. And there's one scene where it's this group of firemen putting out a building, and they have to start dancing, and this building is still just being engulfed in flames. And they're just dancing in front of it.
Love that scene. It made me laugh. And that's the weird thing about this movie. Was that scene supposed to be funny, or is it supposed to be like, oh no, they have to stop the fire? Because this movie feels like it's taking itself pretty seriously for what it is. I don't know.
I hope it wasn't trying to be serious, because I mean, if it was a joke, then I'm like, hey, that was pretty good. But if it wasn't, I was like, oh no, I hope that.
This movie has also one of like the most bizarre endings I've ever witnessed, and I'm gonna spoil this, and I think that's okay.
Go right ahead.
Yeah, well, I guess getting in, there's like homeless people that live off the grid, right? And
hippies, basically.
Yeah, they're hippies, and they, Alfie becomes a part of it, and they eventually get his girlfriend back, and they all become hippies. And then it takes place like, how long did they say? Like years later, right?
Years later, they've had a baby together since then.
Yeah, and Alfie's grown a beard. I didn't recognize him actually. I was like, who is? Oh, he grew a beard. What? And there's this weird thing where he's like, the cops are there, they're about to arrest them, and Alfie, because she owes money, and Alfie's like, I know he's coming. I know he's going to come here. And then, of course, his girlfriend's like, who? God shows up. Like, God shows up. And, like, it's what a weird way to like usher in the end of your movie. He sends everyone to a new planet to repopulate.
It is a really bizarre ending. So much
Yeah.
so while I was watching this, I was watching it close-ish towards when I normally go to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
And I was awake throughout most of it, but then like that last like 5 minutes, I started getting kind of sleepy, and I was just kind of like nodding off at a certain point. So I would like nod off for like a second. I'd open my eyes, and just like all this crazy shit would be on screen, and I'm like, what did I miss? So I eventually went back and rewatched it, but yeah, at the time it was so weird.
Yeah, and it really is. There's a really funny cut gag where like they're holding up like I have a, oh god, I forget what the document is. They have some kind of court document, and he just snaps it away. And and then there's like I could see that if I woke up and I saw the scene where where people are green screened walking into the sky like an escalator, I would be like freaked out. Like, what am I watching?
That's what it was like. I had to rewind it just to see what I missed.
That's pretty much this movie summed up. It's a bunch of weird stuff, and I really think it's canon trying to ride maybe the Rocky Horror Picture Show trend, right?
So yeah, so we referenced this documentary when we talked about King Solomon's Mines, but
yeah,
they also did a segment for The Apple, and they kind of give you the biography of the director of the movie. And to his credit, he was kind of like the father of Israeli cinema. He did a lot for Israeli cinema. And he was just kind of bringing that mentality over to America. And, you know, he did do a lot of good things, but this was kind of like his big welcoming party into American cinema. And Catherine Mary Stewart was cast as the lead role, and she said she didn't understand about the song called "I'm Coming," and she thought it was she thought it was somebody like, oh yeah, like come here to me, like come over here, and not what it literally meant. But she said that it was supposed to be like the movie Tommy, or it was like a rock opera type of thing.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And the director at one point said he was better than Ken Russell.
Oh, wow. Dang, that's a big statement. Ken Russell's one of the greats.
Right.
Yeah.
But that just shows you the ego of these people that are working on the movie.
Yeah. That documentary had a really good anecdote about they gave out free soundtracks to people in the theater, and people threw them at the screen in the middle of the showing and booed the movie.
That's what they said. The disc got embedded into the screen, and apparently the director was just so devastated that people didn't love this movie that apparently he contemplated suicide, and he had to be talked out of killing himself, which is sad.
That's so sad.
But at the same time, I'm like, how could you not know? Like, come on.
Yeah, like you really think you're making like it really, it's not a work of art. You know what I mean? Like, you know, it's not something like beautiful. I feel like you make something like this, you got to know it's a B movie. Like, this is like, if you're about to kill yourself over this, then you like, wow, you really made a B movie unironically or without knowing, right?
Yeah, well, I just, like I said, it just goes back to his ego. He just couldn't believe that anybody would not like what he did.
Yeah, exactly. It is an ego thing. That's unfortunately in the film business. You have to have some kind of thick skin, because not everybody's going to like your work. There's no movie with somebody that doesn't hate it. So, yeah.
But I can tell you, we will be revisiting Canon very soon.
Oh yeah, Canon's on my list. We have a sequel that I really want to do sometime. That's Canon. So yeah, now just like New World Pictures, Canon's going to be popping back up, right?
Absolutely, can't wait.
But yeah, no, that about wraps it up for The Apple. But Ryan, I'm really excited. What are we talking about next time?
Well, Nathan, just when you thought it was safe to go back in the water, we're going to be talking about everybody's favorite shark movie. I think you know which shark movie I'm going to say. And that is the movie Shark.
Exactly. Yep.
Starring Burt Reynolds.
Yeah. My favorite Burt Reynolds movie, Shark. We'll have a lot of, I think, some really cool, fun information for that one.
Movie is available on Tubi. It is 100% free, and check it out.
Yeah, for sure. And if you enjoyed this episode, if you enjoyed the Apple back in the day, have any memories with it, please email us at drivein-double-featured-podcast@gmail.com. We always love getting emails. We've actually gotten a few. We're working on some future episodes, so I'm super excited for that.
Yeah, please talk about the movie The Apple and send it from your Apple device.
Yes. There's no Steve Jobs in the Apple, but you'll make him proud in death by doing it on Apple device, please.
The sequel to The Apple was called Mac.
Yeah. Well, see you next time.
See you next time.
Like a puppet on the string, like a monkey on a swing. Man is clinging to the ropes of the fantasies and hopes we are dangling.
Mr. Boogalow!
He's so eager to believe, and so easily deceived. Like a baby watching magic, he's so gullible, it's tragic in the world naive.